Hey Darren, how's Dean Steeler doing?
Oh,
Whoa, did you get a haircut? Going bald now?
Oh, yeah. The Necron with the scissor hands tried to snip my hair and, he screwed it up. So I asked Whatcha to get a servitor to just shave it all off.
Huh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, well, anywho, what happened to Dean Steeler?
Oh, yeah. He finally had a sugar crash.
Oh, good.
Oh my god, I feel like hell.
That is hilarious. Go to bed, Dean Steeler. I'll ask you a question next week, but we'll have to wait on that. I guess I could start on this video. I got an idea that may be an interesting subject.
What are you thinking? Best factions? Worst weapons? Funniest models?
You need to stop giving me ideas, Darren. But no, I was thinking about Cries.
That Age of Sigmar spin-off game?
No, wait. Why do you know about that game? I only found out about it a few weeks ago.
I actually found out the serfs really like what's essentially Age of Sigmar. I think Warcry is equivalent to Necromunda, maybe? Hell if I know, ultimately.
This ain't anything important. Either way, we could talk about the subject of this video. I want to talk about my most and least favorite Warcries of the various factions in 40k. Now, obviously we're removing the generalist Warcries such as For the Emperor or For the Imperium, Death to the Corpse Emperor, and such. I want unique ones. In some cases, there are multiple sub-factions that'll use the same cry, but those aren't generic, they're usually specific. For example, a lot of the Imperial Fist's successors say, "To your glory and the glory of him." It's spread across a lot of them. The Black Templars sometimes use this one, for example. Also, we're obviously ignoring factions and sub-factions that don't have a Warcry. AdMech sub-factions might have one, but I doubt it, given they're probably too busy following orders and obeying their new spheres. I don't know, but the Sisters of Battle do actually have sub-faction battle cries, but they're a bit difficult to find information on because the Black Library doesn't like writing stories about them despite how cool they are. Meanwhile, Sisters of Silent are mute. I'm just saying. So, let's start on this. As usual, 3 best and 3 worst. So, starting out, what's my third worst? For me, it's the Gene Stealer cults. Look, they have a generic one, but it's specific to them. For the 4-armed Emperor, this kind of feels like an insult to the normal Imperial Warcry, but also makes it feel really shit. The fact that the faction worships the promise of an idea rather than an actually knowing anything about what they worship. The Tyranids aren't even intentionally kept secret from the Imperium. Information just ain't that great at spreading around. And 3 Inquisitors thinking that anything new should be kept secret, it's stupid. Which is really weird, but whatever. Next. Third best battle cry. I'll give it to the Black Dragons. Fire and Bone. And come on, that's badass. Genuinely, I like the vibe of these guys. They're cool dudes who just grow like dire beasts in D&D or Pathfinder. These guys are really a guilty pleasure of mine. I'd probably play a faction of them using Blood Angels detachments. They're definitely a melee faction, and that call is intimidating. Both in close melee and far range. Imagine getting stabbed by a fist and hearing it whisper to you, or hearing it screamed at you as a big guy in black armor charging at you from across the field. So, what about the second worst battle cry? It's the Leagues of Votann. Whether this is a battle cry or just a saying, I think it was in their first codex, though. Luck has, need keeps, toil earns. It feels like something the wise man on the mountain would say, or the stoner behind the 7-Eleven. This feels like it's only a saying they made because they accidentally found a gas that got them baked to sin. So, second best option? Okay, this is a weird one. But the Sisters Battle Prayers are my second favorite. I know I bitched a little bit earlier about how they got so few and so difficult, but hear me out with this. They've got a few books, and in all those books, their battle cries are either prayers or pseudo-Latin High Gothic. From the book Faith and Fire, a book by James Swallow, probably that has the best prayer in it. And I could see a sister saying this prayer as she slaughtered through enemy after enemy. Each foe slain is another line of the prayer. And what's the absolute worst battle cry of any faction, in my opinion? Well, it's an odd one, but it's the Iron Fist. It's not because the flesh is weak is bad. It kind of is, but my hatred of it comes from the fact that it's half of the full phrase. The flesh is weak, but deeds endure, is the full phrase, and that has a completely different meaning than only taking part of it. If you take deeds endure, or the flesh is weak, alone, it means you're small or I'm great, depending on which you say. Meanwhile, the whole thing is essentially the idea that who you are is temporary, but everyone who experiences what you do will remember you. Hell, we can't even say that he didn't know of the whole phrase, because in the book, I think it was his own Primarch novel. I could have sworn there was a book called Gorgon and Medusa. Maybe I'm Mandela affecting this shit, but whatever. In that book, he says it to his legion, and they write it down. He made that statement with his brother Vulcan, but they only took the part he said of the whole phrase, despite the fact he told them the whole phrase.
So, what's the best war cry then?
Here we go.
What?
Here we go.
No way. Really?
Here we go.
Them? Really? You hate them.
WAAAGH! Now, I should state, my favorite, the best war cry is the whole phrase. Not just the WAAAGH, but the whole statement. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. WAAAGH! The whole statement is a hype up. It's what I think when I start a game, even though I don't play orcs and I have a venom against them. And I will say that again. I'll say it 1,000 times. I hate orcs with a personal venom. From a local guy saying I should sell all my 40k units and only play orcs, eventually turning into him just saying I should give up the game entirely because of my shit luck, to dealing with Golok. And every time I play against orcs, I don't have fun. But their war cry is just the best. It doesn't feel like how the World Eaters are, who are just foaming at the mouth. They seem to be having the time of their lives and having fun playing a game, and the army, as savage and wild as they are just living their best lives. This war cry, it's a hype up. It's not a fear tactic. It's just, let's get going, let's get driven, let's do it. And let's be honest, as much as every faction can be argued there, the best and the worst, you can fight amongst yourselves which one's better, which one's worse. The orcs' answer is just genuinely the best. Like, there's no other option. They got the best war cry. So, shove off.